It's a really nice feeling to have all this timber in the house, and I'm going to be able to finish the renovation. But I mentioned this yesterday, and the challenge is just where do I put stuff? So I've got all of this ceiling timber here, fiberboard, then I've got a few other pieces of, well, this stuff I don't even need anymore, so I've got to figure out where do I put it. But I need to move all of this so that I can get to the wall and repair the crack. So now I think, okay, I've got a few hours this morning, I'm going to start getting to this repair, and it'll probably take me an hour just to clear the stuff out of the way. Okay, let's see how I go. So it was possible to put the timbers away somewhere. Some of that Orient strand board, the OSB, I've put it outside next to the shed. I don't think I need it anymore. Let me show you what I'm going to do now to try and repair the crack in the wall. Looks like a fairly substantial crack, and one theory is that this point in the wall is kind of where there's some jute fabric maybe to about here, and then there's a bit of an overlap of another piece of jute fabric, so it might be that this is where jute fabric is joining and it just, there's too much movement in the wall. But the basic idea is I'm going to scrape this clay off, take it down a little bit to its base level, then I'll wet it a lot, put some more jute fabric here. I'll just try and put a piece that overlaps here, and then I'll just try and clay over it again. But I need to do it pretty much from the top of the wall down to the bottom of the wall. Hopefully that fixes it. Before I jump to the wall all stripped back and ready for new clay, I thought I'd take a moment to show you how I'm going about taking clay off the wall. It's a question that pops up sometimes in the comments. Someone might ask, how well does clay stay on the wall? Well, now I'm trying to take it off the wall. You'll see how well it sticks. First thing I'm going to do, spray bottle. The wall can actually take quite a lot of water before it would start just falling off. You think that's enough water? I'll give it some more. Right, now, trowel. Yes, it scrapes off. Just like that. Rinse and repeat. You can actually see I've taken off maybe just a couple of mils of that layer. Where I was spraying all that water, it's dry. So the clay is an amazing substance. It just soaks up the moisture and doesn't pass it through into the structure of the wall. I mean, clay is just amazing. I didn't mean for this to turn into a clay commercial, but there you go. It is. Now let's jump to this. Finished? No, not finished. Let's jump to everything ready for new clay and jute fabric. And see, here I find myself some hours later, and I've taken off this whole section of clay. It took quite some time, down to the jute fabric. Now this big line here, you can see that's the overlap I talked about earlier on, where the jute fabric is overlapping. The good and the bad news. I mean, the good news is I can see on the wall there's nothing in particular that makes me think there's something structurally wrong with the wall. But of course, that kind of feels like bad news. It's like, why were the cracks turning up? And the cracks weren't actually here. They were over here. And then down below as well. So at about this point, not where the jute fabric was overlapping. So what I'll do is I'll wet this up, push the jute fabric in, put a thin layer of clay over the top, and then I'll look at putting another piece of jute fabric on the top. So I'll double up with the jute fabric, and the plan is it gives then the wall some more structure so that hopefully no cracks. And in the last installment for today, this is where things are at. The jute fabric is pushed nicely back into the clay. All I can do now is hope that this dries well. I've got a couple of fans, try and get this dry, check it out tomorrow, and hopefully things still look solid. I'll put another layer of clay over the top of this. Hopefully then still things look solid. I'm still going to put some more jute fabric in there. Why not 2 layers? That'll give it extra strength if there's any kind of movement in this part of the wall. Hopefully that'll help stop anything. And hopefully the crack's gone from now on. See you tomorrow.